What exactly does one do with a single continuous 1,300-yard skein of linen polyamide? So when I got here, I was curious about yarn. I looked around. It's not a really big knitting culture in Mexico. It's more crochet. There's lots and lots of crochet. There's lots of macrame. There's lots of embroidery. Not for, obvious reasons, lots of wool. Lamb is not a big, you can buy lamb to eat, but it's not, easily accessible. You don't just walk into the supermarket and it's always there. That's not a thing. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. And I guess I don't know what happens to them. Well, no, I do, because I lie. I did look at a couple of places that were producing wool. I've mentioned it before. It was beautiful, like really beautiful, but not for garments. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be that it's like spectacular for garments and I've totally missed out. It was not so cheap that I was willing to take the risk. If you're curious, and I can remember where they are, I'll throw the links in the thing, because it is really cool stuff, and I am still very, very curious. And given an unlimited budget, I totally would have bought some to see what happened. But I don't have an unlimited budget. So I was looking at various yarn stores. It's not, again, not so much a thing. We have a weekend market here, a Sunday morning market, which is just like people coming out and selling random stuff, which is very cool. I really like it. It's got a great vibe. They always have music playing and people running around being nice to each other and weird stuff for sale. So it's a place that I really quite like. And sometimes you'll get cotton there. Cotton is a thing, and sometimes you'll get some there. But I was curious, like, what about, linen? Is linen going to be a thing? And it sort of was. But there's a really big sort of in front of that was, and I'm going to tell you about that now. So what I got was one giant skein of a linen polyamide blend. It is 1,367.1 yards. Made by Falati is the yarn brand, and it's called Falati Natura, even though it has, what's the percentage of 18% polyamide, 82% linen. So natural being an interesting choice of words there, but never mind. What I somehow managed to miss in my, discovering this yarn, which, by the way, I think for the giant, I mean, it really did come in one giant skein. I'm going to have to see if I can find a picture because I didn't take one. I do have a picture of me trying to deal with the world's largest skein of yarn with no yarn winder. No, nothing. It's me and my knees and my basting tool. So it's been an adventure, and it continues to be an adventure because, sorry. Oh, spider. I don't know if I accidentally killed him. If I did, I'm sorry. I like spiders. They eat things I don't like. So this is what's left, which I think I measured, and it was like 70-something grams, which is the vast majority of. Actually, what was the weight on this? I shouldn't say that. I can't remember. I lied. This was 500 grams in one go. Now I gotta know, one moment please. Trusty scale, power on. So I obviously bought this with the intention of knitting a garment because I have an unnatural thing for linen. I really, really, really like linen. 315.8 grams remaining. Ooh, let's check them. Let's measure the weight of the thing I've already weighed, which is 153.7. I'll have to go back when I'm editing and check the math on that because I've already forgotten the first thing I said. So my intention had been, that's enough yarn for a garment for me. So my intention had been to make a garment out of this. I thought it was a natural colorway. It said undyed. Oh. I always accidentally start the timer. Now I've accidentally turned it back on. The downside of the glossy black thing is you don't always realize you're putting your thumb on a thing until you put your thumb on the thing. So my intention had been to make a garment, because linen, summer, this is what I want to be knitting with, this is what I want to be, what have you. And this fiber is really cool in the sense that it's not hot. But what I somehow managed to not notice is that what this fiber is actual linen fibers wrapped in polyamide, which I wasn't expecting. And it feels cool. It feels interesting. I am not sure it's something that, I am 100% positive it's not something that I actually want a garment out of, because really I'd be wearing the nylon next to my skin. It would just happen to have linen involved, which is not what I was going for. So the first thing I did was I said, well, I need a shopping bag. So I made a shopping bag. This is and it's got a really nice weight to it. It looks cool crocheted. I only had one crochet hook, well, two, but one was a 0. I have a US, it's the equivalent of US 5, so whatever that is in crochet hooks. In terms of, I think it's 3.75 millimeters, so I don't know, 3.75 millimeter crochet hook is what I had, so it's what I used. And it came out well. It's nice and sturdy, it's a little flexible, but not much. It does have a cool hand, which is nice, even though it is essentially nylon. That's my understanding, is that polyamide is the fancy word for nylon. So it should hold up very well. But what do I supposed to do with this? I don't know. I mean, I could make another bag. Do I want another bag? Not really. No. I don't, like, crochet drives me a little bit crazy. I went a little bit nuts making this bag, especially because there's way too much counting involved in crochet for me. Or there's absolutely nothing going on at all. So in the bottom, when I'm sitting there and I have to count the one hiding from the other, so you know which increase round and when you're supposed to do that increase. And if you look very carefully, you can tell I suck at crochet because I screwed that up. I have a flat circle, but by a slim margin. I got lucky. Do I want another bag out of this? Not really. I would much rather, I really want a raffia shopping bag because it will be even lighter weight. This is surprising. I mean, it's, what did I say? It's almost 200 grams, which is, that's on top of what you're carrying in the bag. So, and a little bit thin on the straps. I could have made these a little thicker and probably been happier, because then they'd be, well, they don't actually cut into me. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm confused. I'm perplexed. It's got a kind of a pretty sheen. I don't know if the light picks that up. It does look kind of cool. It's not a good color on me. No. It's not a bad color on me. It's just not a good color on me. And I don't want a garment out of it. So I think, but I feel the need to do something with it now before I go. The best alternate idea I've been able to come up with so far is making another project bag for myself. I like the sort of big rectangular project bag, so I was thinking about doing a couple of panels of honeycomb brioche, which I think would be kind of cool in this yarn, seaming them together and sewing a zipper on the top, and thereby having a honeycomb brioche project bag, which could be interesting. I obviously haven't cast it on yet, so I'm not completely sold. So, have you got any ideas? What would you do with roughly 900 yards of linen wrapped in nylon? I don't know. We'll see. It's a thing. And that's all I got. I'll see you later.